Welcome to the Enabling Festival 2021. My name is Daniel and I'm the co-founder of Enable Asia. Due to the current pandemic situation, this festival will continue to remain an online festival for 2021. The festival really aims to challenge, to explore, to shape perceptions and the understanding of dementia as well as caregiving, but through technology and the arts. Well, this year's focus is on taste, and we have curated many different programs surrounding taste for you. So please visit us at enableasia.org to see what we have to offer. Please enjoy the upcoming programs. Hi, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Daniel. Here I have with me Danny from Enable Asia as well. Danny, please wave.
Hello, hi
Dr.
everyone.
Chen Shiling as well as Dr. Linus Chua here with me on Little Red Couch. This is really quite interesting tonight. So for all our viewers out there, if you're watching live on Facebook right now, we are going into a session where we talk about food, our everyday favorite items, and dementia. What have they got to do with each other? What's the connection here? So without further ado, maybe I'll invite Dr. Chen as well as Dr. Chan to actually introduce, Dr. Linus to actually introduce themselves, a little bit about themselves and what they do for a living. Please, ladies first.
Okay, all right. Hi, everyone. So my name is Shiling, and I'm a physician, as introduced by Daniel. And I basically work with two specific populations, persons with dementia, as well as adults with intellectual disability. And I work with various organizations, including Khoo Teck Hospital, South Foundation, as well as Dementia Singapore, particularly on people with dementia.
Dr. Linus.
Hi, my name is Linus. I work for St. Luke's Hospital. So we run a dementia care team that covers inpatient, outpatient, and community care. Also see patients in my clinic, and as well as am involved in community nursing in the western side of Singapore under NUHS.
Wow, all the clinicians in the house, I kantiong already. All right, so Danny, maybe you would like to start us off with the first question, if you like.
First question. Okay, before I start, I think Dr. Linus was on our festival last year.
Every year, right?
Yeah, every year, yes. I think last year was Doctor in the House.
Yeah,
right?
we had one-on-one consultations. Before that, we were talking about music,
yes,
all the different years of the festival. So we are in the fourth year of our festival this year, and this year is really focusing on taste, right? Yeah. So
okay.
Tell us.
Yeah.
Go.
Okay, maybe I'll start with Dr. Shiling. So can you share, okay, like what Daniel say is the festival is all about taste. So what familiar taste of food will trigger your memory?
Actually, not fair. Always ladies first.
Oh, okay.
but it's okay lah. It's okay. I can go first. So okay. Food, well, I think one of the things that comes to my mind, first of all, when I think about something that triggers memory, it's actually not so much a food, but a drink. It is actually, teh-o, and it has to be Lipton sweet teh-o. Yes, that's
how
right.
Sweet.
Yeah, and that is actually something that really is very special to me. And it really is related to a memory. And it is also very much related to dementia because a very important person in my life, my grandma, whom I think many people who know me would know had dementia, actually, she brought me up and she used to make me lots and lots of teh-o. So I used to drink teh-o all the time, even when I was a really young kid. And she would always add lots and lots of sugar in it. So it was always really, really sweet. And it reminds me a lot of my grandma and how she would always try and comfort me through good times and bad times. But it also reminds me of the days when she had dementia. Because when she had dementia, then she still continued to make me that teh-o, but it got sweeter and sweeter because she kept adding more and more sugar. But at that time in my life, I didn't really understand what dementia was. And I didn't really know, that she had dementia as well. So I actually got angry with her. Because she kept making so much teh-o and it was so sweet. So I would say that it's a really favorite food or drink memory for me because it brings back good memories, but it also brings back all those memories of my grandma when she had dementia.
Interesting. What about
Wow.
Dr. Linus? What's yours? I know yours actually. You shared a video with us.
Yes. So I shared a video about the McDonald's hot fudge sundae. And of course, in that video, I did mention that we will go over to my auntie's place every holidays and spend some time with my grandma. And my auntie would treat us to hot fudge sundae. Yeah. But after hearing Shiling's sharing, I'm reminded of the Milo, that my parents used to make for me with the condensed milk, and that's really the best. And well, my grandma makes the best Milo with condensed milk. So there's something about this grandma making drinks. Yeah.
I
I
think
only
so.
hear I only hear sugar, and a lot more sugar.
A lot of love in those
Yeah,
drinks.
TT if all those auntie uncle you're watching TT diam diam wow, they kind of host right. So
But must say, if you have diabetes, don't use condensed milk, okay?
That's the doctor speaking.
must listen for those who are 三高 right 高糖 is it what high sugar right or diabetes right or pre-diabetes, please cut down on the amount of sugar that you use in your drinks and food as well, right?
Yeah.
So maybe we move a little bit more into the sciencey bit, okay? I always like the science bit. So what has food memories got to do with dementia? I mean, in your opinion, what do you think? Maybe Linus, you can shed some insights on this.
Well, memory is very interesting, and a lot of memories are actually tagged to what we can sense. Okay, so what we see, what we hear, what we smell, what we taste, and what we touch. That's how we sense the world, and some part of that gets captured in memories. Okay, so usually when we try to connect with people, either with dementia or with people with impairment of one of the senses, we actually connect with them through the other senses. So I would imagine, and a lot of the patients do feel this as well, if you give them something that they recognize with their senses, you can really reach out to them, elevate their mood. Okay, if they can taste or smell something that they are familiar with, that brings back a happy memory, the mood will improve, the quality of life will improve. Potentially their behaviors might get better as well.
Yeah. Shiling, you want to add on more like hot sauce, hot fudge?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you listen to sort of what Dr. Linus and myself shared just now about the food that brings back memories, right? I think one of the key things that you realize that it's actually tied to emotions. And I think we do know this very well, that actually memories that are actually retained better are actually memories that are tied to strong emotions, both positive emotions as well as negative emotions. So I think food is very much a part of our life, it's part of our biography, it's part of our life story in that sense. And so if I think back, from the time I was growing up to the day I got married, for example, things like that, there would be specific foods that would actually trigger those memories. Yeah, and I think that is very, very powerful when we think about people with dementia, because when you think about dementia, the first thing you think about is memory, right? So food actually, perhaps taste of something, like perhaps one day, if I have dementia one day, right? Yeah, perhaps when I drink a sip of like really sweet teh, I may feel very comforted. Something may be triggered in my mind because that memory of my grandma is actually triggered as well in that sense. So I think on top of the senses part, I think it's the emotional part as well. Yeah, that means a lot.
Yeah. So I hear is the emotions, I hear is the senses. I mean, what I'm hearing is that it creates that opportunity of engaging or with our loved ones who are living with dementia, and then perhaps creating that level of conversations that brings back joy, that brings back struggles, that brings back very strong emotions. That's what I'm hearing. Danny, what do you think? I mean, since we are at this, right? Since this year's on taste, right? We're fully on taste.
I hear the two doctors are sharing about their food memories in the form of liquid like drink. I want to share mine. Mine is, I was just thinking like when the two of you was just telling us the story. Mine is green spot. Do you all know what green spot is?
No.
Oh dear. See? Generation gap. Okay, green spot is a drink. It's like a Fanta. It's like orange Fanta. So it comes in a glass bottle.
Mhm.
It's called green color, spot as in spot. Doing a lot of
Oh,
sports.
spot. Okay.
So what memory I have for that? Because when I was young, my mom and dad brought me to Great World City or 大世界. So there is this place they have for dancing. It's called Joget. I don't know whether are you all aware. They have this space like a huge hall. So there's a band. So everybody will pay like a ticket and then they will dance. So there were little tables. So they just dump me on the table and then shove me with this green spot. So I'll just drink quietly in almost pitch dark, like nightclub, spotlights, disco light, and then they will just go dancing. Yeah, this is my drink memory.
Wow.
Interesting.
I don't have drink one.
Then
Mine
you
all
have
food.
enough.
I only have food. Yeah. Look at my size, right? Well, I never liked fruits. Okay, the closest I've got to drinks. I never really liked fruits in any form or vegetables in any form. So mommy and daddy, or mommy came out with this recipe for me. She put fruits in my food. So I like to eat rojak a lot because it's also sweet, right? So we talk about sweet. Then add a lot of sugar, but add a lot of fruits as well. Instead of the vegetables, she put fruits and vegetables together. So I started to take the apples, I started to take the pears, I started to take the lye, the li, and all that all in one place. So I will finish the whole bowl of vegetables and fruits, right? And I realized, well, that's a 2-in-1 combo. She just feed me one time, she feed me dessert, she feed me appetizer, she feed me the main course, everything one go. So really, the experience for me was because I hated the kind of things on its own. I like the mixture of a lot of variety and all that. So mommy appealed. I always think of rojak, and when I now learn how to do it, I always remember her trying to say that hey, actually fruits and vegetables are good for me as I was growing up. So that is a reminder of my mom's wisdom for me. Yeah. Yeah.
Very creative.
Mommy lah, not me.
Mommy is a nurse. Mommy is a nurse from Tan Tock Seng, right?
Yeah, so mommy was part of Tan Tock Seng's family for about 44 years.
Wow.
She worked in the ED itself. So ED is the high pressure zone. Yeah. Oh, if you're looking at the background for the viewers out there who are watching us live right now, the background is actually part of Tiffin Gallery, right? So we understand that this pandemic situation and of course with the stabilizing phase and the extended safety measures, we are unable to meet in person, but it never stops us from sharing the knowledge and the insightful details and information to people who are watching out there as well. Because traditionally, the festival was a in-person festival where you would attend and sit down and hear sit into talks and so on and so forth. But since the pandemic, everything got out of whack, right? But it never stopped us because what our vision was to say that, look, if you can't come out to the festival, let us come to you in a different platform. And as such, that's the reason why we also put our backgrounds here to look like it's different gallery, to look like we are all in the same space, but yet we have done this through technology. So I also want to appreciate our venue sponsor, as always, the Tiffin Gallery, for the Little Red Couch as well. Let's go on to something a little bit more. What's next? Danny, maybe you can ask the question.
Next? Okay, next question.
Yeah.
What inspires you as doctors to continue to do the work that you do? Okay, this time we go the guys first.
This one I know. I read his bio.
Yeah. Maybe change.
Oh yeah, maybe, Yes, please.
Yeah, you always hear a different version of this, but I think in general, dementia care is very special because it is about stories, it is about people's life, people's memories, what people stand for. And it is where their own memories fade away. That is where the people around them, their family, their friends and community has to come in to treasure that memory of them and memory of what they stand for. A lot of times in dementia care, the memory of that person fades away even when they are still alive, right? Because they see a different version of the person. But in a lot of what we try to do in our holistic care is really to help the families understand that this is the same person, it's the same mother, it's the same brother, it's the same friend that is there, and it's the illness that has come in. And we hope that we can create good memories even when they have when they are suffering from dementia.
I just let me just add on. I think the older memories may have died or fade off, but we can always create new ones, right?
Not so. In dementia, actually, it's the short term that is lost first. So usually, those who suffer from dementia, they will forget the more recent things first. The older memories are also treasured.
Okay, I think maybe I miscommunicated. So what I mean is, we constantly create new memories with our loved ones by doing new things, trying new things.
That's right.
So that they will have something, at least maybe for a day or two, to hang on to. So there's something new inside them.
Yeah, and it's also for the family members themselves, the caregivers themselves, to create those good memories.
Yes,
with
that's
their
what I
loved
meant.
ones.
That's what I meant. Yeah.
Yes,
And,
yes. My turn, is it?
Yes.
Yes, to the rose among the thorns, right?
Yes. I feel very privileged to be the only female here. Just to add on to the memories part, yes, indeed, it is true that people with dementia will have difficulty remembering a number of things. And of course, as the disease progresses, they will forget more things in that sense. But it is true, you're right, Danny, that memories can still be created. Yeah, it takes more effort, it takes more time, it takes more definitely, a lot more intentional memory creation in that sense, but it definitely can be done. Yeah, that the ability to learn is still there. It's just that it is very different from what it was in the past before dementia came about. Yeah, so I think that's that. Okay, so back to your question of what inspires me to continue to be a doctor in that sense. I think I would say that the longer I am a doctor, the more I realize what a privilege it is to be a doctor. Yeah, I never really understood, what it really meant in that sense. But the longer I do this, the more I realize how fortunate and how privileged I am, because I'm invited into many people's lives. Yeah, and into very, very intimate moments and into very intimate circumstances in their lives as well, to share their joys, but also their pain, their worries, their fears, and even at the point of death. And I think that is ultimately truly a privilege that I am very, very grateful for every single day. And I would say that every day, I really mean it, when I say that I learn a lot from my patients, be it my patients with dementia or my patients with intellectual disability. They never fail to surprise me, amaze me. And even when life is hard, sometimes you are bogged down by the more operational stuff, of being a doctor, for example. Then I'll just tell myself, it's okay, just chuck it all aside. Just see some patients. Just see some patients. Just talk to them. Just and then it will be okay again. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So when Linus mentioned about caregivers just now, I pick up on the point, right? So as doctors, you treat patients or persons with situations or illnesses. I mean, often me and Danny and myself, we as caregivers, we feel that, hey, you're treating daddy or mommy, but nobody really cares about us. So So caregivers, we may not be diagnosed or officially with any form of situation or illness, but especially those who care for persons with dementia, I mean, what would you say to other caregivers out there who are watching us? Because we really stand for caregivers as well as persons living with dementia. So if you could say something to caregivers, I mean, I would like to hear that. Yeah. I mean, the honest, brutal stuff, right? Yeah, anyone, hey, don't put on mute. Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think also in light of what Dr. Chen has mentioned just now, it's very tough to be a patient, but it's also very tough to be a caregiver. If there's just one thing that I hope to share with the caregivers out here is that I salute all of you, and it's really tough, and you need to take care of yourselves. You need to take time out to do your own things, take time off your caregiving duties to be yourself, to connect with yourself again, to take a break, exercise, rest, connect with friends, and not have to feel guilty about it. There are resources, community resources that are available that can help you, enable you to be able to take that time off. So do seek out these resources with your healthcare team. But yes, take care of yourselves. Don't burn out. You need to be in there for the long run. And what you do is truly heroic. It's very admirable. Yeah, I salute all of you.
Oh, I felt the goosebumps. So.
Hey, don't cry.
I think the guilt part is quite difficult to run away.
It's real.
I've been caring for mom, I think almost coming 6 years. I still have that guilt thing when I'm not around, if I just go out or what, but it's getting lesser, definitely. So yeah, just to add on.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
It happens, right? Because it's with loved ones, with our loved ones that we are caring for.
Yeah,
right?
I suppose.
Yeah. Okay. So, well, we're coming close to the end of the show, really. So if you're watching this little red couch session on what's the deal, right, between food and memories, put it in the chat right now that we have, and tell us what kind of things you want to ask us, and perhaps we can find the opportunity to answer it. Maybe if we can during the show. If it's not, then we will always engage with you at the chat in our Facebook as well. Well, maybe one final question, right? Danny, your favorite question.
Yes.
Yeah. I know I'm keeping it. I'm letting you have the last.
Okay. If dementia is a person, what do you want to say to her or him?
Okay. I think I would probably have to say this to dementia, that you have really, really wreaked havoc on this earth and this life. You have turned a lot of things upside down in that sense, because I think, as I always say to my patients and to caregivers, that one of the greatest things that we fear about dementia, is not so much the loss of the intellectual ability, or even our functional ability, in that sense, ability to go shopping. It is the worry and the fear of that day that you will lose your dignity, you will lose your identity, you will lose your person. And I think that it has really, really wreaked havoc in that sense. So you, dementia, you have really, really wreaked havoc in people's lives completely. But again, I think now I'm growing older, so I also reflect a bit more. I think it has also, dementia, have also really opened my eyes and opened the eyes of the world to a lot of things that perhaps we would never have known. And I, again, would bring it back to my experience with my own grandma, that when I watched and, the behaviors that she had, the behaviors that we sometimes say are so difficult. And then I now finally understand, why she behaved in some of these ways. It really helps me to understand who she was when she was growing up, when she was a younger person, because many of these things were memories that she kept hidden within herself, emotions that she kept hidden within herself, that only came out when she had dementia, and she allowed herself almost, or she couldn't control it in that sense anymore. the same way that she would have if she never had dementia. So if anything, I think it opens our eyes to many things, you know, to what truly is inside our hearts and truly what's inside our lives and what we've been through in our lives. And I think it helps me to understand, for example, my grandma better, her struggles, her hurt, her pain, things that she would never have told me because she spent all her life as my grandma protecting me from all of that. Yeah, so I would say that's exactly what it is. You wreak havoc, but in doing that, you've also helped to open our eyes.
Thanks.
I'm taking a moment here, you know.
What about Linus?
Oh, I need to let that sink in first.
Dementia is a person. What would you say to him or her?
Well, you are really two sides of a coin, and there are two sides of a coin. So while we have to deal with the havoc that you create, and we will continue to deal with that, but thank you for also giving us the opportunity, right, to treasure memories, to treasure loved ones, give us the opportunity to have to care for our loved ones, to see that we are not going to live forever, to see that we are not all powerful, right? There might come a time that we need people to care for us as well. And thank you for giving us the opportunity and the insight into the true human condition. Right? We are not infallible, and we treasure the time that we have with our loved ones on this earth, with or without dementia. Yeah.
Thank you.
Wow. Oh, I really take time to sink in all the.
Well, I think it makes us stronger also.
Yeah. So and it gives us a glimpse of the world, or it allows us to see it from, in my case, will be my dad's perspective, how he feels, and though he's unable to articulate it, he's allowing me into his world, or at least I get a little glimpse of what his identity, his character, his personality, his likes and his dislikes. He will tell you explicitly now if you don't like it. So we never had that experience of father and son bonding until dementia sets apart. So sets on. So I think to dementia, really, you have allowed me to understand who my dad is as a person, what he stands for, and really how to help me care for him, because now he can tell me, though he's not able to articulate most of the things, but he will show it to me upfront, right? Yeah. Well, let's not end on a mood, right? So because this is at the end of the day a festival, so let's take one final shot in one line. We're going to end this, okay? So ladies and gentlemen, if you've been watching for the last 20 minutes, we're going to be ending soon, okay? So in one line, tell people why they should come and support the Enabling Festival 2021. Danny, you can go ahead first, right?
Yeah.
You start the ball rolling, right? So we give the doctor some time to think, you know.
Why don't you start? I mean, come on, we started this 5 years ago. So
yeah. So this is the 4th year we're doing this, and the vision that we had was at the end of the 7 years, after we go through all the 5 sensory experience and the first and the last as opening and closing pieces, we will be able to present to the landscape like what Dr. Linus was saying, the whole sensory experience, the whole feeling, the touching, the looking, the hearing, the smelling, the tasting, all that when present to the landscape, saying, look, actually all these could be the non-clinical side of things that we can do at home, and couple and complementing with the clinical settings that you folks are in, we can then better care for our loved ones in a home setting. Yeah, where we bring the hospitals back to the community and then back home. I think that's something that we can offer to the landscape at the end of 7 years. So continue to support the Enabling Festival. We are in our 4th year. We've got 3 more years to go. So that's at least my humble thoughts.
You're right. That's how I feel too.
Oh, you took the easy way out. All right, we got 1 minute left, so please tell us.
Okay.
1 minute. Short, huh?
Short and sharp.
Short and sharp. Anyone?
Yeah, maybe I go next. I really love the passion, the innovation, the creativity, the creative energy that is in Enabling Festival. And I love it that the people who organize the festival actually know, and you are caregivers yourself, you have family members yourselves and all that. So I really love the fact that you've chosen to do something about it and to tell all of us that we are in it together. So
thank you.
Keep
I
it up,
appreciate
guys. Another 3 more years and beyond.
Okay, 30 seconds. Come on.
Okay, so very fast, huh? Okay, so it's very, very real, a lot of heart, a lot of passion, very practical, and lots of fun. Yeah, so continue to support the Enabling Festival.
Yay.
All right, so to all our viewers out there, thank you very much for watching this session of the Little Red Couch. What's the Deal? Food and Memories. So we look forward to seeing you again at our next episode of the Little Red Couch. So stay tuned, folks. Say bye. Thank you for watching our program. We hope you have found this useful, and please help us to complete a simple survey by using the QR code provided below. This will help us to improve and fulfill our requirements for the various sponsors. If you want to find out more about the Enabling Festival 2021, please visit our Facebook page, our Instagram, our TikTok, and website to see more what we have more lined up for you. The Enabling Festival is in its 4th year now, and it certainly has been a very rewarding journey. We hope we can pledge $1 or more to this cause, because this will further help our cause for dementia community. Thank you, take care, and stay safe.